What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome back to MKO Boxing, aka MKO Pugilism, where we talk all things box. Remember to like and subscribe, YouTube, follow on TikTok, all that good stuff. So yeah, let's get into this one. So over the weekend on the Friday, we had three sort of main events. Teofimo Lopez versus Barboza. Arnold Barboza was one of them, and that's the fight we're going to talk about in this video. So yeah, this was one of those fights that, again, on paper, looked like a decent scrap. It looked like there'd be possible fireworks in this fight. Competitive, it looked like it was going to be competitive. Decent viewing, but in all reality, it turned out to be sort of the complete opposite in a way, because it followed a very, a pattern that was quite more on the sort of dull side. There was bits of entertainment there, but for the most part, I would say it turned into like a masterclass by Teofimo Lopez, because Teofimo Lopez pretty much had it all his own way. He had, obviously, there was a great gap in speed that you could see from the word go, where Teofimo Lopez, he's a fighter that likes to counter the other guy, and likes the other guy to sort of make the first move, and he can be first and then make you miss and then be last. And a lot of the fight followed that sort of pattern, where you had Teofimo Lopez on the outside, slightly out of punching range, getting in there with a jab, sometimes a overhand right, and just landing sort of these straight shots from the outside, being like one or two steps ahead of Arnold Barboza pretty much at all times. And you had Barboza there following Lopez around the ring, but not really being able to do anything. And it was one of these where I felt you needed Teofimo Lopez in order to make it entertaining. You needed Teofimo Lopez to sort of step on the gas at some point, because he had it all his own way, as I said. And you had Arnold Barboza following him around, but Lopez able to counter him at will almost, and being able to show off and move around with a very low guard. And Barboza was just sort of too slow to get to him, and he wasn't able to do what I always say you need to do against guys that are movers, guys that are quite fast and like to dance around the ring. You've got to sort of cut the ring off. You've got to step to one side and give them less space to move. And you do that, then it can sort of make up for the deficit in speed or whatever it is you're missing. But you got to cut that movement down. You got to go to the. But it just seemed like Barboza was just always a couple of steps behind Lopez, and he just wasn't able to really get close enough to Teofimo Lopez to cause any damage on him. It was like Lopez was. It was almost like, as the commentators were saying, it was pretty much like a sparring session, because you had Lopez, yes, winning a fight very, very clearly. Barboza completely unable to get to him, to do any damage to him at all. And you had Lopez not using, he was using it to his advantage in the sense that he won the fight so easily. But I would have thought to make it more entertaining, Lopez needed to use the fact that, okay, your man's several steps behind you. Why not step on the gas, just stand there a bit with him, let your hands go, and try and go for the stoppage, try and go for the knockdown, go for the knockout, try and sort of hurt your man, rather than just sort of skirting around the ring and just outboxing him. Why don't you sort of stand there, try and land bombs on the man and try and take your man out? I thought that would have been more entertaining. Of course, I mean, boxing wise, I suppose if Lopez was content to just sort of say, well, I'm winning the fight, I'm winning every round. But I don't need to, if he's not going to force me to exert myself, force me to do anything, then I'm just going to do what I'm doing. I'm going to show off. I'm going to win the fight easily. I'm going to make this guy miss. But I thought that was the only thing really lacking there. Boxing wise, a masterclass, because he was hitting Barboza all over the place and not getting hit back. Barboza just wasn't able to do much back. So, yeah, good. It was a good performance in a sense of just comprehensive boxing lesson, but it did it did lack a bit of entertainment value in that he wasn't really willing to follow up and really put his, step on the gas and try and go for the finish, which is, for me, that was the only thing that was really missing, just that step up in pace. But nonetheless, good performance and, very comprehensive victory. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Let me know what you thought of this fight in the comment section. Until next time, MKO Boxing, over and out.